Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP, but in this video I'm going to talk about some things going on in the world as well. Just in, YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki is stepping down, and someone pointed out she looks an awful lot like Klaus Schwab. And, you know, who's going to replace her? It would be great if Elon Musk bought YouTube. It's amazing how all the players in this global destruction are so old. Talk about bitter and twisted. They've had lovely lives and choose now to ruin ours. They need a jail cell. And you know, that's what I said in the past. You know, these are old, miserable people who I believe sold their soul to the devil. They have all this money. They can't take it with them, so they're using that money to create a slavery system that we're all going to live under when they're long gone and in the ground. It's disgusting at best. Uncle Fester says we should be more like China and ban crypto. This is coming from Charlie Munger. And again, I don't believe he understands crypto. He doesn't understand it's the technology of the future. We invest in technology at this point when we invest in XRP. It's going to move the world's money. It's going to be the trust layer between two CBDCs. Happening now. Massive line forming in East Palestine as locals demand answers. If only the White House gave them as much attention as they give the Ukraine. You know, if this would have happened in the Ukraine, it would have been all over mainstream media news. This happened right here in the United States, and our government could care less. They're not getting any answers. They were told that it's safe to drink the water. Well, I want those same people that deem it safe to drink that water first. A 5-acre fire broke out earlier at a plastic plant pot's warehouse in Florida. Are these toxic disasters becoming more common, or is this all confirmation bias? And again, it's disaster after disaster. And it's all meant for as one big distraction to keep our minds occupied and away from what's really going on behind the scenes. Just in, train carrying hazardous materials derails outside Detroit. You can't even make this stuff up anymore. It's happening so often in this country. And I feel there's a war going on in this country. We have terrorists causing all of these disasters. Somebody needs to look into it. But this is what our president cares about. Biden says he will bring 500,000 charging stations and take millions of barrels of oil off the road, pushing that green agenda, that same carbon credit agenda that's going to price us out of most things in the future unless we enrich ourselves first. Economy. Russia and Bolivia companies begin to carry out international commercial transactions using the ruble and the Bolivian instead of the US dollar. This is another thing that should be on the mainstream media news, talking about how we're in the middle of a currency war, and yet it's being ignored. You know, every day another country breaks away from the US dollar. Eventually, the US dollar is going to plummet in value. It's just a matter of time. BRICS discussing decisions on Saudi Arabia, Iran memberships this year. Now, if Saudi Arabia joins the BRICS, that's the end of the petrodollar. That's going to change everything. And yet, again, it's not talked about on the news, period. The BRICS groups of nations is decide this year on whether to admit new member states into the bloc as Saudi Arabia and Iran formally seek to join. According to South Africa's ambassador to BRICS, the proposal to expand the bloc will be one of its main focuses this year. I believe they're going to accept Saudi Arabia with open arms, because if they're looking to take down the US dollar, that's a very big move in that direction. Reminder, that agency authority rests on laws and regulations, not on personal beliefs or political motivations. Regulatory threats, undue pressure, coercion, and intimidation have no place. 2019 FDIC statement ending Operation Choke Point. Banks are breaking up with crypto during regulatory crackdown. And again, this is not helping either. As the rest of the world is getting regulations put in place around crypto, in the US here, banks are breaking away from crypto now, holding up innovation even further. Banks are backing away from crypto companies, spooked by a regulatory crackdown that threatens to sever digital currencies from the real-world financial system. Banking regulators are raising concerns about banks' involvement with crypto clients following last year's blowup of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX. Take notice how they always point right back at FTX. You know, when FTX fell, I thought, okay, this is just going to fast track regulations. Instead, it's causing all out chaos throughout the entire crypto space, and it's all based on one person's criminal activity, Sam Bankman-Fried's. CZ to the SEC. You let me pump the crypto markets, I'll give you your cut. Binance plans to pay penalties to settle U.S. probes. And again, we know they're coming after Binance. And I said it before, this could be the major black swan event that's going to happen before we absolutely go parabolic. Shortly before embattled crypto mogul Sam Bankman-Fried's bail hearing, a member of the public sends a letter to the judge. Please jail him. Money does talk. And we see here, I do not understand why Sam Bankman-Fried is out on bail. People are worried about his communications, whether he can encrypt, what methods of communication he is using. Why not just revoke his bail and jail him? It's really amazing that he's holding court with reporters, friends, and others in the luxury of his parents' house, all after causing historical and stunning losses to thousands of people. And no one is sure he isn't deleting communications and sending encrypted messages. Please jail him. Money does talk. You know, there's so many victims out there that worked hard for the money that they invested into crypto. Most of them are out of crypto for good now, thanks to Sam Bankman-Fried. And this guy is still out on bail. I believe he should still be in jail. I'm tired of seeing this guy tied into this and tied into that. And who knows what he's doing, you know, over the computer. He should definitely not even have a computer in the house at this point. Relist XRP First on Coinbase and fight for the people's right to trade, stake, and hold crypto. This is a terrible thing the government and the SEC Gov is doing here. It's a very slippery slope. China has been integrating laws and regulations, banning cryptocurrencies. But in the end, you have to help us. Help us be our voice and better our future from the inside out. Now, I hope we don't take on China's regulations. They want to ban crypto, period. Now, I do feel politicians here in the United States want to push us out of crypto, such as Elizabeth Warren. I believe she's using the SEC to do that. That's what kind of regulation she's pushing for. And they're not friendly for me or you. They're friendly to the big banks and the institutional money. They could care less about us. But we're the hardworking people. It's our one shot to enrich ourselves. That's why we invest in crypto. Why not keep it around? Let people invest in it. Sure, put some regulations around it, keep people's investments safe. But on the other hand, don't push them out of crypto. We are in the middle of rebuilding the financial system, and Ripple is poised to figure out where the interesting things are. David Schwartz. And they are building the new financial system little by little. I show you that all the time in my videos because I want you to see what I see. It's happening at a very small level right now, but it's been happening so long. All throughout last year, when crypto looked like it was at its worst, Ripple kept continuing. This partnership with this bank, this partnership with this bank partnered with this company. And that's that new financial system getting built little by little. And I always wanted to point that out to everyone so they could see what I'm seeing. Generational wealth awaits those who persevere through this storm. And this storm is going to get rough, in my opinion. As this current financial system starts to really start collapsing down, I think times are going to get really bad. People still don't realize that, how bad it could actually get. Think about bail-ins. All of a sudden, people that have millions of dollars and their wealth is instantly gone, and the banks swallowed it all up. It could create some chaotic times. That's why I said before, you know, you want to hold all of your crypto as safe as possible. I believe crypto is the only thing that's going to enrich you in the future. Fiat money is going away little by little. I showed you how they're coming after the US dollar. At some point, I believe the dollar is going to go on a free fall. And as it does, hyperinflation will set in as well. You got to prepare for anything because we see all the chaos in the world right now. You know, all this hazardous material being pushed into the air. Yet these politicians who are supposed to care about the climate so much and they want you doing your part could care less about that here in this country. Prepare for anything and expect anything that's going to happen. But always make sure you keep your crypto safe. I can't stress that enough because in my opinion, crypto is the one thing that's going to set us all financially free in the future. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.